just trim off these edges. Trim off the little strings your sewing machine leaves behind. Okay, now you have something that looks like this. Now you'll see it's a little flat right here. Take your fish and just gently do this, and it'll redistribute that stuffing back through the fish. Now our fish doesn't look so flat. Right there. So, now we're at this point. Now we're going to make sure that these edges are all the way out. And you're going to sew from where the end of the seam line is here to the end of the seam line here. Okay. Now your fish looks something like this. Now to give it even more character, we're going to put lines here, which makes for the back fins, the tail fin. Okay? So, what we're going to do is start about a little more than 1/4 of an inch in from your edge here. Okay. Now to make them even, this is what I usually do. I do this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. And that makes it so that I can kind of eyeball what's going to make them look even. And one more. And now, that's what your fish should look like. And now we're going to take pinking shears and cut off this excess. After we cut all these little strings off, of course. Okay, so the strings have now been all trimmed. And we're going to take our pinking shears and we are going to trim off this excess flap on the end. Now, doesn't our fish look cute? Now he just needs eyes. To make the eyes, you'll need a scrap of white and a scrap of black. And you're just going to cut out a little circle, maybe a little smaller than a dime. Guess it depends on how big you made your fish. You need 2 of them because your fish has 2 eyes. Then cut a smaller circle for your black, about the size of a hole punch. Maybe a little smaller. There. Now, put black thread in our needle. Put your eyeball in the middle of your eye. Go through the back. And you're just going to sew that eyeball right onto your eye. Four or 5 stitches is good enough to secure it tightly. And one more. And this time when you go through the back, tie off your stitch to the back. That way nobody sees the knot. Okay. Trim off the excess. And you have a little eyeball. Now you just need to make the second one. Now I have both of my eyes sewn. And sometimes I like to trim this so it's a little rounder, a little smaller. I think that looks better. And there we go. Now we need to attach our eyes to our fish. Okay, so now we have white thread in our needle. We're going to decide where we want to put that eyeball. I think right about there looks good to me. Take our white thread. You're going to go on the inside of the white part of the eyeball. Okay? So that way we hide our knot. We always want to try and hide knots and strings and things like that. Okay, you're going to go into the fish, come out at an angle, and come out at another part on that white eyeball. Into the fish, out at an angle. What this is doing is it's making the stitches that we see nice and straight on the eyeball. And the stitches we don't see are slanted. I'm going to go all the way around the eyeball. Now that eye is securely sewn on the fish. Okay? Now we want to go in, come back out, and tie a little knot. And for safety reasons, we always double knot. Okay? Now instead of cutting this, we're going to go straight in where that knot is, and we're going to come out the other side of the fish. And we're going to start on our second eyeball. Okay, I'm going to kind of line it up. Make sure it looks like it's in the right spot. That looks like the right spot. And we're going to follow the same procedure for this eyeball. We're going to go into the fish, come out at an angle, making a nice eye for our fish. And we'll just sew it all the way around. One more stitch ought to do it. Okay, we'll do that same tying trick. Go into the fish, come back out where your thread is, tie a knot, always double knot. Go back through where that stitch is and tie again. Alright, now push your needle through, just pull it out any other spot, pull it tight, and snip. That makes that's what I call hide the tail. It hides that excess string into the fish. And there you go, there's your fish. It's all done. Hi, I really hope you enjoyed that video on how to make the Lily Bean felt fish. For more projects and for wool felt, please check out my website, lilybeanmarket.com. And please, only make Lily Bean play food for fun and not for profit. Thanks so much. Bye.